I mean, there's a lot of LinkedIn influencers I don't even know. I mean, I'm getting deep into it now, and I realize just how many scam artists there are. I would say 99% of these LinkedIn influencers with big audiences are all in these big country club pods charging people. I mean, I literally got off the phone with somebody last week that paid $1,800 for 1 hour of consulting for LinkedIn.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, like high-powered attorneys, the best in the world, don't even charge that an hour. Like, literally, like, so that's going to be my new narrative. I'm going to go hard Trump style after these people. I'll do it my own special way without actually calling them out. But I'm about to get really aggressive because it's just, it's like, I feel like, yes, you should charge people for your LinkedIn knowledge and building a community, but like the price needs to make sense. And $1,800 an hour is a complete cash grab. Yeah. And it's the same shit that I dealt with in Web3. It's nonsense. So don't fuck with me. That'll be the message that people will realize. So I'm gonna do it professionally, but I'm going to be very aggressive about it. I know how to blend the two. So yeah.
No, it's unbelievable how many people and what they're going to do is they're going to ruin the platform, right? People are going to
well, they will, but they won't, because I'm going to come in and I'm going to
just destroy them,
change the narrative. Yeah, I mean, there's like things going on behind the scenes. I think people sometimes you just need your eyes open to what is going on, and then once you figure that out, then it's just like, oh, okay, like things are going to change. But I even was like under illusion. I mean, it's taken me 3 years to figure out actually the kind of like the inner workings of a lot of this stuff. But now I know now, and I've talked to enough people now to know that I'm confident that I can actually go and actually now drive this new narrative home. So,
no, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, Darren is one of the ones that's actually doing it right. So,
yeah, no, very much.
I mean, it's different because he has actually 110,000 real followers. I mean, a lot of these people should literally just like remove 90% of what's going on, and then that's the real community, and it's much smaller. So,
yeah.
I mean, some of these people I've never heard of. I was like, who is this person? They got 500,000 followers, and they've been on the platform for 12 months. Like, it's crazy. Doesn't make sense. That's not the way this works.
No, not at all. Especially if it's going to add value, right?
Unless you're like running for president of the United States, like there's just no way you're going to gain that. I mean, even like look at Snoop Dogg. It's Snoop Dogg, top 100 celebrity in the world. He has 165,000 followers, but those are real followers, and it's Snoop Dogg. You're telling me some that worked at Google or for like a month, and then all of a sudden is on like on LinkedIn, all of a sudden has 500,000. She has 3x Snoop Dogg. Come on. You're cheating.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that content, man.
Yeah. It's brilliant. I just want to make sure to do it correctly so that it's like still professional but aggressive. So yeah. But I don't know that. I don't think that's what we're talking about today. I don't even actually know what we're talking about, but
we pivot. We do whatever. It's a very natural conversation.
Sure.
We've got kind of a list of stuff that we could review with you, that we had some of the stuff we had sent over and some of the stuff you sent back the last time we were going to film.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forget. It's crazy because I was like literally scheduling 3 podcasts literally at the same time because I think it was based on a post I did. So I got them all mixed up in my head, so I wasn't paying a ton of attention to which ones were which. But yeah.
Are we getting an Odie shout out on the pod? Yes.
Oh, Odie.
Okay, so what is the Odie? I know you've like mentioned it, but like what comprises like the John Kraski Odie?
I mean, it's just an oat draft latte, but Thomas Woodham's in the UK. He started commenting when I was doing my videos. He's like, the Odie. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, that's not even what it's called. It's oat draft latte. And then it just took on a life of its own. So
it did. I mean, you have songs about it now that people wrote for you.
Songs. I think I'm going to name my new newsletter the Odie as well. I bought the domain, so I own it. So I bought the Odie, and I bought Odie fans, which
Odie fans. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little risque, but but it could work with my brand. So I own both right now. I haven't decided which one, but
can I vote?
Yeah. You like Odie fans?
Odie fans.
100%, man.
Odie fans. Yeah. I think that may be it.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to be
That's
doing my own.
amazing.
I've always wanted to do a newsletter, but the world does not need another newsletter. That's what I've decided. So it needs to be something unique and special that like people will be like, okay, I want to sign up for this because this is literally not like everything else. Like that's just always what I'm trying to do with anything I do, like in terms of content or messaging. So I'm just always trying to go against the grain.
Yeah.
And I encourage people to do that too, because there's just so much noise, not only on LinkedIn, just everywhere. So if more people just embrace who they were and do different stuff, you're going to win eventually.
Yeah.
So much of the
you just need to have like a direct link to like a Roblox like experience where it's like you giving a speech on like a Roblox stage or something.
Yeah, I mean, I should ask our partners who are the number one Roblox. Well, they're actually Roblox and Fortnite builders in the world. So
Wow.
But I've never even been on Roblox, which is even more crazy. I'm like doing deals on Roblox. I've never even been on the platform. So that tells you how passionate I am about all this stuff, right? Like
I'm with you, John. I haven't been on either. So
yeah, but I'm not, but I also understand numbers and I understand what,
yeah.
Yep.
There's 72 million daily active users, almost 3 hours a day dwell time. And the reason why that deals, I guess, are getting done in that platform at all with brands is because most of those executives have kids or people close in their family that are in those platforms.
Oh, sure.
So that's their stickiness or their point of like their kind of data point. They're like, oh, okay, well, like why is my niece or nephew or why is my daughter or son in there all the time? So then they're like, we need to be there because my kids are like in there all the time. But it's a very young demo, so that's the other issue though.
It is very young. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking to Cadillac, and Cadillac's like, well, shit. Like our average customer is like 50 plus, and a dude that's on a golf course. Like, why would we build in Roblox? But then these same brands are having an issue of kind of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like trying to like get them more interested in their brands.
Yeah.
And they're losing a lot of brand affinity. So sometimes, if the brands are forward thinking, they'll go in there and kind of incubate kind of that next generation of customer. That's why Nike went in there. Nike actually has a massive issue with that.
Oh, losing brand affinity?
Young kids are not into Nike, from what I understand. So
yeah, it's all of us that grew up in the 90s with the Jordan era, 80s and 90s that love the Nikes.
Oh, I mean, I've even switched off Nike in terms of like I've gone to Hoka now, which is crazy. And so they just flipped me in the last 2 years, which is crazy. So even me, die hard, grew up in Seattle, Pacific Northwest, Nike guy. Yeah, I got flipped. So there you go.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I still always love Nike, but I don't know. It's
there comes a point in your life where comfort outweighs the look, right? I mean, and Hoka's kind of nailed it.
They've nailed the look. I would say Viori's nailed the look too, in terms of like kind of their athletic wear. Aloe is, I mean, I like Aloe. Some of the stuff looks good, but the quality is actually terrible. So, it's terrible. But it's the same price point as Viori, Nike. So it's just funny. It's just funny, like how you make purchasing decisions.
Nike, if you want to sponsor this podcast to win back John Kraski, come on,
do it.
We're takers.
Phil Knight, are you listening? Phil Knight, are you listening?
Yeah, he's a regular downloader.
He loves it.
The podcast.
He loves it. No, yeah, that's why I came on. He told me like, check these guys out.
Got to do that boombox board.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah. So, I mean, this is literally how we do the podcast.
Yeah,
I love it. I don't even know. Are we even recording? I don't even know.
We are recording, but it's
all right. Well, that's even better. I love it. It's like we're just hanging out at your house. I'm thinking that Bill may like Star Wars, but I'm not sure.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. You can't see the rest of it in here, but I got Battlestar Galactica over here. I've got Buck Rogers and
Wow.
Jaws, you name it. Yeah, just a whole bunch of 70s, 80s stuff.
Yeah. Star Wars was definitely my.
I loved your movie references in the book, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
totally.
Yeah. I know. It's yeah.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
got it.
future community. I mean, we'll just yeah. I mean, we could talk about the book for sure. And by the way, the audio version just got released this week.
Nice.
So my co-author is a professional actor. He was a child actor, and then now he's a professional. He's more on the voice acting side, but he was the voice of Harold the Bully on Hey Arnold. Do you know this?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So he voiced the entire book. So
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I don't
awesome.
think he did it. I don't think he did it in a Harold Bully voice, but I believe. But that's how I'm going to market people to buy like the audio version. Is just it's the Harold the Bully Arnold marketing angle, because yeah, I'm done marketing the book in terms of just Web3 and stuff. I'll be honest, I've been in the Web3 NFT space for the last 3 years, but I was never that passionate about it. So
yeah,
my favorite chapter was the first one where we talk about our backstory.
Yeah.
And then how that allowed me to kind of reinvent, reimagine, transform my career. So I like that. That was like, that to me was very natural, organic. My co-author, he wrote more of the technical chapters. So he took a lot of like the heavy lifting about the use cases and things like that. And then I also like my chapter, Liars, Cheaters, Scammers, Cash Grabbers, where I called out all the bad actors, which also those same bad actors that were in the Web3, NFT, crypto space, these are the same people I'm talking about on LinkedIn as well.
On
these
LinkedIn, yeah.
Gurus or influencers. So yeah, I think I'm just like very unselfish. My grandma was a nurse, one of the most unselfish people ever. I just feel, I don't like selfish energy. I feel like we should all win. And I don't like it when I just see a few people just use words like community and things like that, and they're just throwing around buzzwords. But the reality is they're taking all the money for themselves, and they're not actually allowing everybody to win. So that's like, I feel like we can all win. So it's just
it's the least community thing you can do with these scammers and liars and cheaters and so forth. I totally related to this. Yeah. I was really big into the crypto space in about 2017 through about 2021.
Yeah,
and it made me sick to see what some of these folks were doing out there, and you can spot them a mile away. They're just grifters.
Yeah, they would juice up these discords with a bunch of fake bots and you're just like, wait, this is not a community. This is like a fake audience. I just shipped the post like 2 seconds ago. I did a video, and by the way, Odie shout out. But I talked about how I realized the difference between community and audience, because I went on a Threads earlier this year and just started repurposing old LinkedIn content. It wasn't even fresh stuff. And within 2 weeks, I gained 45,000 followers and had almost 10 million impressions. And because they thought I was John Krasinski, the actor. So no joke. Because
actually, when I first saw your name, it was like, oh no, that's not it.
Yeah. Because he's not on Threads too, so that also helped my kind of. But I was not trying to pretend to be him. It just was wild. But I had one post, it did 4 million impressions. It was crazy. Wow. I mean, I've never even had that kind of a success on LinkedIn. So I just absolutely killed it. But then I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this group of people that think I'm somebody else? So I'm so confused now. They're still there. I still have all those followers, but I have no idea where to take these. I don't know what journey I'm taking them on. They're not interested in me. They're interested in John Krasinski. So
that's awesome.
It's a tricky thing to do. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that group of people over there, but that's an audience. I have an audience. I'm just sitting on an audience.
You obviously need to move them over to Odie fans.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do.
Yeah. You know what? That is actually it. You'll be like, what the hell is going on?
Guys, John Krasinski over here trying to introduce you to ODFans.com.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One of my aunts, she's now deceased, but she at one point thought I was John Krasinski too. She's like, oh, is John on The Office? I was like, what? although I think this is the point where she was starting to get dementia, so I don't know. But it was like, but yeah. So she thought, he thought I was also in the office. So,
Oh man.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, yeah, I feel like I have a community on LinkedIn for sure. I'm making it more fun, engaging, and I've definitely even just changed my content strategy over the last 3 years and what I talk about. And it's taken me almost 3 years to sort of figure out my sweet spot now.
Yeah.
But I think I'm there. People are having fun. I was initially like I just gained a lot of traction because I was like in this Web3 NFT space, and that's how LinkedIn even gave me a creator manager and things like that. So that's how like that was initially it. But I was like, this is not evergreen. I'm not even that passionate about this space. So I was like, this is ridiculous. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start to thread in kind of like my personal story, my career struggles, inspire, motivate other people here, start to build community the right way, and it's starting to now kind of like take shape. So, but look at me. I mean, I've put in I've probably done 3,000 posts, and it's taken me now 3 years to just get to this point. So,
yeah,
I did it the right way, though. I feel like every comment, every post is all 100% me.
Yeah, you earned it.
I earned it. And that's why Darren McKee too. That's why I respect him, because I know that every comment, everything he's doing is him.
It's him.
You know that person. There's too many of these big creators that they're using virtual assistants. So they're like, oh, they're not using bots. They're using somebody in the Philippines or wherever the hell they are responding. But like, what's the point of that? That's stupid. Like, you're just hacking the system. You're not building a real connection with your community. You're not actually adding real value. And then it confuses people that get on the platform, because there's a lot of naive people that are coming in. They know LinkedIn's powerful and it could really change their lives and help them build a brand, but they see these big creators and they just assume that that's the only way. And they get them into the top of their funnel immediately, and they're not even understanding that there's a better way to do it. So, and then they spend a bunch of money. So again, I mean, I talked to this guy, I felt so bad. He's like, he paid $1,800 for 1 hour consulting session. He's like, wow. Yeah, I learned a couple things. I'm like, yeah, but you probably learn a couple things just like scrolling on LinkedIn all day and just like looking at other people, like like my content or your content. You probably have a few takeaways. So I was just like, wow. That's not a good way, because now he's like, he would never go back to that person. He has a bad taste in his mouth. So that brand or whatever, he now never wants anything to do with it again. So, but whatever, they took his $1,800 and they move on to the next, kind of like confused and lost LinkedIn soul trying to find their way. But there's a better way to do it. So that's it.
Yeah. Well, let's start there, and then we'll kind of go into Web3 and your business and your book and everything. But so as far as that advice you're talking about that you kind of give people like Darren McKee, what would you say has been like some of the top strategies, or what would be some of the things that you would tell someone who's just getting started on LinkedIn? Like what would be your tips and tricks for them?
Well, I think Darren and I actually both kind of like took Justin Welch's like digital course. I mean, of the big creators, I feel like he's done it about as close to the right way, played it about as clean as game as I would say of those the big monster creators, because I started following him 5-6 years ago. And his product is perfectly priced. It's very reasonable. I think it's $150, $200, nothing crazy. It's accessible to basically everybody. Price will not be an inhibitor to learn that, but it gives you the fundamentals. So I think that's super important. So I would just tell anybody like something like that would be like, something like that would be what I would initially lead into. Yeah. And that's what I did. So that was kind of how I learned. I believe Darren, I think he referenced him in a post like a week ago or something. So I believe so. Darren is also comes from the Justin Welch tree of life. So, but fun fact, Austin Belsack? So he's on the platform. He's got millions of followers, but I took a class from him, and that's how I discovered Justin, but it was about how to find your dream job or something like that. I don't even remember, but he was the one that trained Justin. So he reached out. He saw Justin posting content and was like, hey, dude, I can help you. Your content's terrible. So, so even Justin has a story where he was posting lots of terrible stuff, and then somebody came in and helped him. So, but yeah, tips and tricks. I mean, I like to point them that way. I'm going to release a digital product, I don't know, in a couple weeks. So it's going to be affordably priced, but I want it to be, because here's the reality. Like, lots of people can teach you the basic fundamentals. This is not rocket science. There's like a million gurus and whatnot.
Yep.
that, they'll teach you, hooks and, templatize and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I think you need that to build like a house, you need the foundation, but then eventually you need to use that more just as the foundation, but then you need to start to layer in you. So that's what I've done.
Yeah.
Videos, weird, funny, entertaining content, like a lot of, I just program it now like a TV station. Like that's literally how I feel like you need to look at LinkedIn like it's your own TV network and really just like take people on a ride. So I always wanted to be a TV executive. That did not happen. Maybe it will still happen, but instead I've taken that same passion for content creation, audience, community, and really kind of drove that home into my LinkedIn every day. So that's the way I look at LinkedIn as like my own TV network.
I think that makes sense. I mean, you want to get people to tune in, right? Look at the next episode because they saw something in the last episode that they wanted to see. And so I think that's a great analogy.
I mean, the videos now, I almost feel like if I don't do a video every day, my audience, my community is going to be disappointed. They're literally going to get...
We will revolt. We will revolt.
Yeah, revolt. So now I'm basically... yes, I have to create videos almost every day. I was kind of doing them pretty consistent, but now it's almost as if they have to be done. So it's and then I was sick like a couple of days last week, and my community stepped in and did videos for me, which was even more crazy. So that's crazy. That was really, really cool to see other people stepping in and helping. That's when you know I have a community. They got your back. That even when you're not at 100%, they're going to come in and step in and really help you out. So,
well, and you have not only that, but you've either intentionally or not, you've created your own brand of video in the way that you stand, in the way that you talk to the camera. The camera, and I know you commented on that in the post the other day, but the camera's above you, and you kind of have your chin tucked a little bit, and you're having this conversation, and it stands out from somebody who's staring directly into the camera or a perfectly lit, studio.
Yeah,
like it's just so unique, and so people stop because they're like, is this guy angry at me? No, he's encouraging me. Like he's he's saying something like really positive, like, and it completely catches you off guard.
No. Yeah, and I mean I'm really tall too, so I'm trying to like hold. I'm 6'4", so I'm trying to hold like the camera. So I don't know. Yeah, so people, like most people, I think they think I'm small by the way I hold the camera. So a lot of people are shocked how tall I am. But yeah, but I don't think I need to change it at this point, because if I do, then people will be like, oh, like they're used to that now. So you don't want to like change it up too much on your community, because they'll revolt. The revolt. And the Odie shout out, like, I mean, why was La Colombe not sponsoring that, right?
I know. And the thing is, like, if you stop buying those, there will be problems for you. Like, you will lose more money on LinkedIn than you would buying those every day.
I know. It's crazy. It's I guess it's a good problem to have. But I would love obviously La Colombe's, whoever works in social media, La Colombe never checks their LinkedIn account. So because I've only tagged them probably 100 times. So I saw Darren's post today about his brand deal with the clothing company, which was super cool. So I think that would be one of my goals for 2024 is to get some kind of brand deal with a brand I'm passionate about. So either La Colombe or Suit Supply, where all their stuff here. So yeah, that would be cool. So I think that will eventually happen on LinkedIn. I think brands will start to lean more into it. I just don't think they've really analyzed that much. I don't think they know what's going on. But when you have people like Snoop Dogg and other, Ryan Reynolds is massive on the platform.
Yeah,
there's something going on there. They're not dumb. They're not there just to kill time. And so, I mean, I know for a fact, like I know Ryan Reynolds, social media manager, and they get like 7-figure brand deals from his LinkedIn cold DMs.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, I mean, most like, CEOs, CMOs, top executives, they're probably 40s, 50s, more often than not.
Yeah.
And their primary social channel is probably LinkedIn. It's not Instagram. It's not TikTok.
Yeah.
So, we've had this exact conversation here.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons that we started the podcast, and one of the reasons I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah.
We're like 70s, 80s, 90s kind of thing. We're tapping into that kind of sentimentality about people basically in my age group, your age group, John. They're running companies, they're investors. Yep. And so trying to just be relevant and make connections there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's very powerful. I have a lot. I have a lot of people that I went to school with. I used to work with. They DM all the time. They're like, "Wow, what you're doing is inspiring. I really want to do that." So I just feel like it's kind of a sleeping giant. I think
Yeah.
people, you just need people to lead them and show them how to, kind of unlock and harness the power of what can be done here.
Hmm.
So you need the right people guiding them. So I think, yeah, it's almost analogous to the Web3 space where you have a lot of bad actors that need to be cleaned out. And I think that's a lot of these LinkedIn influencers, but people like Justin Welsh, Jeremy McKee. I like Tima El Haj too. She's in Australia. She's like a dear friend. She has a pretty big following too. And I've done some LinkedIn audios with her, but these are the people I lean into, the people that do it the right way. So I'll keep them close, and then hopefully we can kind of flush out some of this nonsense. So LinkedIn's not going to do it. So LinkedIn won't do it. They just won't. So that's I know for a fact. They're just not. They can honestly. It's just like whatever. Like if people want to do like these pods and charge people all this crazy money off platform, it's a bad thing. They don't like it, but you need other people to really force the narrative. So
Hmm.
and other people have probably, I know for a fact, have said the same thing I say, but the fact that I have a larger audience, then I need to use that to like fix things. So because maybe people that have smaller audience are just not going to be able to get as far as I could. But I think I'm
Yeah.
at that inflection point where I can really push it and really start to like actually change the narrative and potentially, I don't want to say cause problems for these people, but like get them to like shape up or ship out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So you
So
mentioned the Web3 bad actors. So let's kind of transition to that. So obviously
yeah.
you got your book, Future of Community, talking
Yep.
about kind of your
Yep.
transition from what felt like a lot of mismatched careers that you didn't really love, and then kind of tripping and falling into this world of Web3. So do you want to talk about that a little bit and maybe kind of like help everybody understand like what Web 1 and 2 is, and then
I mean, dude, you're not, dude, I'm not, obviously, I'm not technical, but I mean, Web 1 and Web 2, I mean, Web 3 is just a cool buzzword, right? I don't, I mean, I don't, I was in Web 3. I didn't even know what it was. I don't even think most of the people in Web 3 even knew what it was. It was just a cool thing to say.
yeah.
Um, so I'm not going to answer that question because like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not like, I don't know if anybody cares if
Yeah.
they'll ever care. Really?
Yeah.
Does anybody care? Like, what is Web3? I have no idea what Web3 is. I don't like. Has there been any products that solved any problems that have come out of Web3 so far?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just. The reality is this. The reality is this. Is that you're seeing it with AI. Is that these big tech companies, the Googles, the Amazons, the Microsofts, I mean, like the Nvidias, like that's just they're going to dictate whatever new technologies we adopt. And
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be an occasional like new company that comes in, like a Canva or something like that, that creates something that's really cool. But it's really hard to kind of penetrate that technology circle. I mean, even most of these AI startups are backed by these big, tech conglomerates, the Googles, the Amazons. I think Salesforce is literally invested in 20 plus AI startups. So,
Tons. Yeah.
so whatever. So the reality is like Web3. I don't know. I mean, I guess the whole thesis behind Web3 in a nutshell was that it was supposed to reshift the balance of power and money and opportunities from big companies to smaller creators. But good luck. That's the problem is that the people that took that narrative were scamming people for their own good. So it was like, it
Yeah.
was even worse. It's even worse. These people were stealing billions of dollars from innocent people.
Yeah.
Yet, and yet they were like, calling out these big companies as the bad guys. So it was just a bad look. So again, that's why I love my chapter, liars, cheaters, scammers, and cash grabbers, in my book, just calling out those people, because the reality is Web3 was just, it was dirty. It was dirty. It was dirty. So, I mean, I worked at a Mark Cuban, Ashton Kutcher backed company, funded, I mean, almost, I think, $10, $15 million. I mean, they're out of business. They just, they went and just had a big cartoon party and didn't do what they were supposed to do with the money. And then
Yeah.
the last company I was at, they raised almost 40 million. We'll see. But I mean, I've worked a lot of startups, and Yeah, I mean, it's just startups, VC money. That's a whole. It's so weird. That whole it's so weird. I don't even get why these VCs give all this money. Most of these founders are not great leaders. They don't actually have very well developed business models. They always hire smart people. They're actually most startup founders I found are very good at raising money, and they're good at hiring people, but they are never good at letting those good people do their job. And those good people that they hire it's typically smart people. I've worked with really smart people at almost every startup, and they've all been well funded, but they don't let them do their job. And those people are the ones that are going to help you figure out your terrible business model, because almost all these people have terrible business models with almost no product market fit. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Web3 was no different than any of these other like startups and technology cycles. So yeah. So to sum it up, Web3. I don't know. It's like a footnote in it, in the history of tech. I don't. I think the blockchain technology is interesting. It could be interesting, but I mean, it's like back office stuff. It's like just a different form of a database, isn't it?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like smart contracts. Well, smart contracts is like a legal contract that you can program however you want. So, I mean, it's not. Does that have anything to really? I mean, it's like the backbone, I guess, Web3 or whatever it is. But I don't know. On all these like metaverse platforms that are decentralized, no brands want them. Even Roblox, Fortnites are super centralized. Even brands are like they're moving into them, but it's still very slow adoption. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The reality is, what? We're in the metaverse. We're all in the metaverse on this.
Yeah, we are.
We're already in the metaverse. Everybody, like, wake up. You're already in the metaverse. You're literally mesmerized by this thing. People are walking around like zombies all day long on their phones. Yeah. So we're already in the metaverse. So what all this other stuff, VR, this, like, we're there. We're already there. So I don't know how much more out of reality we need to get than like this. This thing is like, we love this thing. Like, honestly, most people, if they had a choice between losing their wallet and their phone, they would probably pick their wallet, which is crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
That is true, though. I guarantee you, almost everybody would say they would rather lose their wallet than their phone.
I mean, literally, I went to meet a guy. I had never met the guy before. We went to have lunch the other day, met him on LinkedIn. And we get to the place. I realize I don't have my wallet on me, but I have my phone. And actually, like, my phone and wallet are one. I have like a magnetic wallet, but it came off and I didn't grab it as I was leaving the door. And so I get there and I'm like, how am I going to pay for lunch? I don't even know this guy. Can I ask him to pay and then Venmo him? Like, and I walk up to the bar and there's a QR code and I can scan it and I can open a tab without ever talking to a human. And then I just walk up and say, hey, I need to get a burger on the tab for Jared Anders.
Wow.
That easy. Didn't have to do Apple Pay. Luckily I have my credit card memorized, but like, which, I mean, that alone says how much I do online shopping, but it really is. It's so much more important to have your phone these days than it is to have your wallet.
Yeah, without a doubt. I actually just was talking to my wife yesterday. Say, hey, you got a choice. She's got an older MacBook, okay? And she's got just a one gen back, I think 13 or 14 iPhone. So do you want a new iPhone or do you want a new MacBook? I thought she'd go for the MacBook.
Yeah.
Okay? No, she says, no, the phone. I said, really? And she says, it's everything.
Yeah.
That's where she lived her life, on that phone.
I mean, it's kind of shocking, but I would say, I would spend like probably 90% of my LinkedIn engagements on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like,
and that's where you're filming too.
That's where I'm filming. Yeah. I mean, I'll ship it back. Yeah. And then I take the video. I mean, my process, I just take the video and then I run it through Descript. I'm sure there's other, like, I just run it through there. I'll just quickly edit the captions and ship it. I do it all myself. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work. That's what I'm going to say. Like, it takes a lot of work. That's why most people don't do it though. So that's why anybody can be successful, like not only on LinkedIn or whatever, if you're just willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
That's my advice, because I helped so many people. You'd asked me earlier about, like what to do. Well, I've shown people, I was like, hey, like, here's like Justin Welsh, or here's some of the fundamentals. Here's like, here's some like templates and things like that. And, whatever, optimize your profile and all these things can be done in like a matter of a couple hours. This is not rocket science here. But then, they ship the first post. It does okay. And they just stop. They think they're going to hit a home run and go viral. That's not the way this works. Yeah. And so there's so many, like, I mean, it's posting's one part. You have to be engaging with other people, which is the other part. Finding other creators that you like, other creators that maybe haven't a community and start to engage with them. I mean, the key to success on LinkedIn is definitely engaging with others on the platform. It's all about engaging with others, all about uh, commenting on not only your post but other people's posts. I try to
Yep.
at least once, twice a week. I'll take a post, literally look at all the people that reacted, and then literally individually go into their post and like give them comment. I mean, I'm doing this all myself, so I mean, obviously, if I was outsourcing it like other people to like the Philippines or some remote part of the world, then I would probably do it all the time. But I mean, I'm doing it myself, but I'm trying to help them and build their brands and help with that. But I think Darren did a post about this as well. But then I finally looked. I mean, my engagement for the last 365 days is 232,000, I guess, impressions. I guess I don't know if that's. I guess it's my engagement's like 232,000, which means that's a combination of reactions, comments, and reposts.
Yeah.
So that's about 635 on average per day of just basically people commenting, people reacting.
Wow.
So but that's the key, is to keep that engagement. Engagement's the real number of
Right. So much more than
Yeah.
impressions, right? But everybody flashes their impressions out there because, especially even like 6 months ago, impressions were really high. But now
They were
it
high.
really is
They
about
were really
that.
high. I mean, I had some stupid post I did. It was like some Arnold Schwarzenegger spoofs post talking about how AI was going to end the world. That was probably my highest performing LinkedIn post. I think it got, I don't know, it got close to 1 million impressions, but it literally nothing happened from that. Like, people just commented, they thought it was funny, but nobody reached out and said, hey, let's talk about doing a deal or this and that. So it's usually the posts that are really more just basic, more human, where
Yeah.
people reach out and want to connect. So the impression stuff doesn't matter. Again, it goes back to my John Krasinski thing too. It's just like, no, I got no DMs. No, I didn't develop any connections from that with with tens, like 10 million plus impressions. I mean, that's crazy. Like, not one person reached out. Like, I developed no relationship. So that proves that it's all just like fluff. It's kind of depressing, to be honest with you. It's meaningless. So like, you need to be kind of in the weeds, in the comments, really interacting, engaging with people, acknowledging that they spent time and came in and comment on your post, and just acknowledging people in your community. So I mean, I really try to respond to as almost all my comments in the first day of a post. I try. I mean, it's always what I try to do. Sometimes it just becomes overwhelming. I'm just like, it's like 600 comments, and then I'm trying to also engage with their content. I mean, it becomes almost overwhelming. But I mean, I make the effort. But I think if you just make the effort to share your community, at least you're engaging with a lot of people.
Yeah.
They'll keep coming back. At least you're acknowledging them. But I see so many big creators, they just literally they just ship the post and no comments. I'm like, what are you people doing? Stop it. Stop it. Why do you keep spending time in giving them comments, giving them reactions, building up their profile and brand when they're never going to acknowledge you, never engage you? They're never going to see it. Never. You're just wasting time. What are you doing? Why not take that same energy, give it to a creator maybe that's smaller, that's actually going to acknowledge you, and maybe you can develop a real relationship? It's stupid. It's like, come on. Like, you're better than that, people.
Well, it's kind of the difference between, wanting to be seen versus, wanting to be heard.
Right.
Okay. And the real kind of genuine relationship comes out of those where you can engage and exchange ideas and want to be heard, and not just some fluff, superficial thing where, hey, look at me, everybody.
Yeah. So I just think, people just need to be shown the right way to do it. Sometimes I think there's just so much noise everywhere. LinkedIn, social media, life in general. So just like cutting through the BS and showing people the right way to do it. So that's what I think that's my superpower, is to just really motivate, inspire people to do things the right way.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, that's why I'm releasing this LinkedIn digital product too. Is my gap is like, whatever, I'll have the fundamentals, whatever, because I mean, you have to give them that. But I think mine is going to be weekly kind of like group coaching sessions where I can motivate, inspire people, like a trainer at gym, to inspire them to keep going. Because I think that's actually where there's a gap in the marketplace, and more like that's where like I can add value, to constantly just be in there motivating you, telling you, like, you got this, and just, and even just helping them, kind of like derive like inspiration from what they're doing to create great content, because it doesn't need to be that complicated, but with all the noise out there, you get confused. You don't know actually what you're supposed to be doing. So I think that's why Darren probably does. I've never taken his cohort, but I assume that he probably really drives home the point that just, really be 100% you and channel that into your content. And then it makes it easy. Then it's easy to create content. You can create it all day because who knows you better than you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things that really stood out about him when he started kind of pitching the cohort, because I wasn't that first one, was that he was genuinely himself. He wasn't just a face that I didn't really understand who they were. And then when I get in there, he's not only talking about who people are, being yourself, but he's also talking about how to interact with people as people, how to get through the door to make a sale as a person and not as just a pitch machine,
Yeah.
So it was a really good cohort, but and there are a lot of good ones out there. But there's also a lot more bad actors.
I would put Darren's in the 1% of the ones that are, I would put him in the 1% of like probably worth your money. Yeah. I would say 99% are absolute garbage, just based on what I hear. I really believe most people are just scamming their way to the top, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm coming after them. So get ready, get ready back into 2024. It's not going to be pretty. So it is not going to be pretty. And I'm pretty sure secretly I'll have LinkedIn support, because they can't take this on themselves. But I think I'm at that point now where I have a large enough.
So John is the Cat Williams of LinkedIn.
The Cat Williams of LinkedIn. Yeah. I mean,
you're going to call everybody out in 2024.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to call out all the good actors. I'm going to call out all the bad actors. So, I just don't think it's fair to steal people's money, because that's what that is. Like the fact that now I would say he's a friend. He's like literally $1,800. Like what? I didn't even know who this person was. I had never even heard of this person, but apparently this person, really jumped in on the whole, pod thing and grew their following. Like over 350,000 followers in like in a year, which is crazy.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
That's just not natural. Yeah,
no, it's not natural. I mean, again, the Snoop Dogg analogy. I mean, he's got 175,000. It's Snoop. Like, come on, like you doubled Snoop's follower count. Come on. You cheated. Sorry, you cheated. You're not Snoop Dogg. I don't even know who you are. I've never even heard of you. Literally, I've never heard of you.
Yeah,
like who are you? You got twice the count of Snoop. Even Snoop's probably like, what?
Well, certainly there's no John Krasinski, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got to get John. That actually needs to be one of my goals now, is to get him on LinkedIn.
Get Krasinski on LinkedIn.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, more celebrities are going to lean into it, so it'd be wild. Yeah,
do it, man.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
get him on a LinkedIn Live. You guys need to talk.
That'd be amazing. I mean, we definitely need to team up at some point. So
the premiere on OnlyFans.
Yeah. But by the way, it is funny, the John Krasinski thing, because I always used to get people who are like, "Oh, you look a lot like the guy from The Office," but it was never John Krasinski. It was Ed Helms.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
that's really funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got the Ed Helms reference a lot.
That's awesome.
Which is funny. So, but not John Krasinski. So it's weird. I had this weird connection to The Office, even though, I was obviously never on the show.
That's great.
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's
a couple tie-ins.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe it'll pay off one day, right?
Maybe. You never know. Life is weird. The universe will put you, if you can just continue to move forward, stay positive, put things out, things will start to happen. It is crazy how it works.
Yeah. No, it definitely is.
Yeah. So
awesome. Well, John, thanks for joining us today on Boombox Boardroom. We really appreciate it. And thank you for taking time out of your busy day, building the business and launching an online course and selling your book. I mean, you got a lot going on, and there's probably even more than that we don't even know about.